afternoon and welcome to VMT News. My name is Ortiz. Today's first story takes place in Dallas, Texas, where a gas explosion took place in which 4 civilians and firefighters were injured, while 3 firefighters are in a hospital in a critical state but in a stable condition. 1 firefighter is already discharged and all 4 civilians are in a stable condition. Firefighters responded to a call about natural gas odor around 10:21 a.m. when they traveled to 5726 Highland Hill Road in South Dallas, Texas, where an explosion happened which caused partial collapse on a 2-story building which had 10 units and is now torn down for safety reasons. And all 300 residents were being relocated while gas is turned off. Fire rescue stated all buildings in the complex will undergo a thorough investigation and inspection process to allow residents a safe return. Dallas Fire Rescue also shared that there is no information about what caused the explosion, as this will be a joint investigation involving DFR along with multiple local, state, federal agencies to determine exactly what happened. After that, they sent out one more statement. Currently, the department is working alongside the city's Office of Emergency Management, the American Red Cross, and apartment management to offer accommodations for those impacted, the Dallas Fire Rescue said. This incident happened on Sunday around 2:30 a.m. at 3500 block of Loop 20 when an officer attempted to help someone who was having car trouble. About 10 minutes later, a Nissan Sentra crashed into the side of a patrol unit. The driver of the Nissan was identified as a 40-year-old Luis Armando Galvan. San Miguel police say he was showing signs of intoxication during his arrest. A California family is demanding answers after a school safety officer shot and critically wounded an 18-year-old woman. The victim has lost all of her brain function and will be taken off life support. Her family says her family's attorney, Rodriguez, she was shot in the head September 27 by a school safety officer outside of the Milken High School campus in Long Beach, California. The 18-year-old, who was not a student at that school, was fighting with a 15-year-old girl when the officer intervened. Police say Rodriguez then got in the front of the passenger seat of a gray sedan, and as the vehicle accelerated quickly, the officer fired at it, hitting Rodriguez. Long Beach police, who were not involved in the shooting, are investigating along with the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. Family of Attorney Luis Carrillo is also calling for the California Attorney General to investigate. Everybody's upset at the rogue officer that did this ugly thing, that shot an 18-year-old lady and is still walking the street. This officer should be in jail right now, Carrillo said. The school district used force of police states that school safety officers have the duty to use firearms only for self-defense or defense of others to prevent death or great bodily injury. It also says officers shall not fire warning shots and shall not fire a fleeing person at a moving vehicle or through a vehicle window unless circumstances clearly warrant the use of firearm and final means of defense. National Republicans are planting another stake in Rio Grande Valley city of McAllen, Texas, a Democratic stronghold that elected a GOP Latino mayor this summer. The Republican National Committee planned to open what is called a Hispanic Community Center of Tuesday in McAllen, a U.S. and Mexican border, part of this Latino engagement effort for next year's midterm election. It's the 4th such office that Republicans have opened. The first was in Laredo, Texas, also on the border. The others opened in Milwaukee and Doral, Florida, where the largest Latinos groups have Venezuelan, Colombian, and Cuban roots. Another center is planned for San Antonio. The center is up for an attempt of the national GOP to build an expanded Latino vote share that former President Donald Trump snagged last year. Much of the Latino Republican support in the Rio Grande Valley started at the grassroots level. The National Party is trying to continue the community connections by promoting the centers as gathering places rather than election offices. They're going to be community centers where people can come together, watch movies, and hold religious services, to do many things, to give people in McAllen and the other cities a space to be able to enjoy each other and also talk about a common ideology, said Macarena Martinez. The RNC's Texas spokeswoman said the movies and other events will be bilingual. The secret wealth and dealings of world leaders, politicians, and billionaires has been exposed in one of the biggest leaks of financial documents named the Pandora Papers, which has over 2.5 terabytes of information or 11.9 million files. Some of the 35 and current former leaders and more than 300 public officials are featured in the file from offshore companies dubbed the Pandora Paper. The examination of this file is the largest organized by an international consortium of investigating journalists. With more than 650 reporters taking part, the revelations could prove embarrassing for the UK government, as they appear to have made a €31 million profit after selling one of their London properties to the Crown Estate of the Queen's property empire that is managed by the Treasury and raises cash for the nation. Many of the transactions in the document involve no legal wrongdoing, but the Fergus Shield from the ICG said that there's never been anything on the scale, and it shows the reality of what offshore companies can do to help people hide dodgy cash or avoid tax. He added they are using offshore accounts to those offshore trusts to buy hundreds of millions of dollars of property in other countries and to enrich their own families at the expense of their citizens. The ICAG believes that the investigation is opening a box on a lot of things, hence the name Pandora Papers.
Joe and Joe Inc. We value our customers so much that they were selling this chair for the cheap price of $200. The price of this chair has been criticized before in the past, but if you really want to know if the price is worth it, I just listen to the satisfied customer.
In the beginning, I was considering buying the chair, and it was really expensive, but in the end, I gave it a shot. I was really shocked about the price when I first saw it, but in the end, it solved all my back problems. I don't know, the chair was so comfortable, I almost fell asleep during it. Welcome to the weather today. We're having a partly cloudy weather with a 17% chance of precipitation, and on Tuesday it's going to be very breezy and very hot with a 25% chance of precipitation on Wednesday. We might be having a thunderstorm this afternoon with a 40% probability with a precipitation, and for Thursday we are going to be hot and humid with a 60% chance of precipitation.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own
I
appreciate that Smokey's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
but I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Today we are talking about Kyrie Irving, one of the youngest persons to score 40 points in the NBA, 7-time All-Star and the owner of a single NBA title. Yet one of the best players in the NBA doesn't want to get vaccinated, and the NBA has taken action as stated by NBA spokesman Mike Bass. Any player who elects to not comply with local vaccination mandates will not be paid for games that he misses, which could affect Kyrie Irving's salary since he was expected to make around $36.6 million, which could result in a great loss for him, to be honest, because it's really bad when players have to take off their time to not get vaccinated. Like, it's actually important for the people and family around them to get vaccinated so many more people's death couldn't happen. And Spider-Man has become one of the most viewed trailers of all times, which has proved great since Infinity War was also very viewed, and Endgame was much viewed with 366 million views, and Spider-Man has crushed that with 380 million views, which could be great because it could be one of the top grossing movies Marvel has ever made. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. We hope that you're here with us next time.